Hey, what's up, guys? I'm making this video because oh my God, hold on. I'm making this video because I'm kind of done with donation battles as a whole. I mean, well, let me explain. Despite the player count being pretty stable most of the time, the game's basically dead. Um, there's win streak farmers infesting the leaderboards. There's nothing on the live donations. No one on the leaderboards even plays the game anymore. None of them care. I don't care either. Like, none of the true fans of this game play it anymore. And it's just, there's nothing to make content on, really. Um, I've squeezed just about every ounce of content out of this game. Um, I've done everything from funny clips to win streak sniping, update videos. I've done it all basically. And with the game basically being over, it had updates for a short while and then they just kind of stopped. I I don't see the point in making videos for this game anymore. Um, it's kind of fallen into a state where even though sure the player count is stable, I doubt it's going to be that way for long. And most of these players are people that I have never seen before. Um, in like over my year and a half of playing this game, um, I have no idea who any of these people on the leaderboard are. Um, there's like one person in the entire game right now I actually recognize, but I have no clue who they actually are. Like, all I've seen them do is AFK farm. And that's another thing about this game is the types of people who still play it. Now, would I like to see this game get revived? Yes. I think that would be awesome. But I just don't think that's going to happen. Um, and, the people who still play this for some unknown reason, um, they're either AFK farmers. Yeah. Oh my God. And Lolo's here. Let me tell you something about Lolo. Okay. So Lolo is a win farmer. They're not exactly an AFK farmer. They're just someone who plays the game, gets a win streak, doesn't touch the game again, or something like that. I have personally gotten rid of this person's win streak so many times now, and the fact that they almost have the same amount of raised as me, even though they've been playing this game for less than 2 months, is kind of absurd. I mean, they have like almost the exact same stats as me, except for the wins. I don't usually battle. She does. That's how she got all of her money. And another thing, most of the people who like try to get win streaks, like for example Omar, um, they just like they befriend you. They ask, "Oh, do you want to be friend?" And then they just ask you for all your money. Um, when I was doing my first take for this video, um, he was actually in the same server as me, and he walked up to me. He asked how I was doing. I said bad. He said why. I said I ran out of Robux, which is a total lie. I mean, I've got a decent amount right now. Um, but I said I don't have any. Then he said, "Oh, don't worry, go into a battle. I will donate to you." And he gave me like 7 Robux worth of stuff, which yeah, he gave me 3 Robux and 400 gems, which um I don't really need that right now. And I'm not gonna thank him for it. because when he went into a battle, he asked, "Help me! Donate me!" And I'm like, "No, I literally don't have anything." And that's what they do. They befriend you, they ask you for money, and then when you say you don't have any money and you've been completely exhausted, they're like, what do you mean? You gotta give me money. It's it gets to a point, you know? And honestly, I think the nail in the coffin for this game for a long while has been the win streaks. Sure, I've made 5 videos on win streaks. Um, like how they should be removed. Yes, but they haven't. Nope. They've been here for a couple months now, and I don't know how to feel about that. Like, sure, it gives another replayability aspect and it makes the game a little more competitive, but there's so many bugs with it too, and that's what I want to talk about as well. If you leave during a battle, your win streak doesn't get affected. Your wins don't get affected. You still get all the money that you would originally have gotten. Um, then again, we have figured out a way to counter that, but it's just so few and far between that the people on the leaderboard actually play this game, so we don't really get to use it that much. And not to mention, I don't play this game at all, really, because it's dead. Not really anything to make content on. And also, the community of like actual fans for like the game is questionable, to say the least. Um, let's see. There's Ilias Mackie 23, which I'll go more in depth into at the end. Uh, there's also, all the people who have been hating on me. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, my reputation is bad. No, my reputation is actually pretty good in this community. Um, to be honest, the only person who's been like overly negative is that one guy, Ilias Mackie 23. And I feel like I'm the only well, I was the only influencer to actually put effort into my stuff. And now I know um my videos aren't the greatest quality per se, but compared to everything else, I think I did pretty good. And I know like my editing isn't insane, um it's nowhere near the best. Uh but I'm trying to learn as I go. Um but let's see. Okay. I've done live streams, long forms, and shorts for this game. And again, I've already done funny clips. I've done update videos, the live streams again, and win streaks. That was my main series. None of those necessarily performed well, but at the time I didn't really care because it was just a passion project. Um, but then I realized these people are getting the same amount of views, if not more. Um, and there's just no effort into it. I mean, like, there were 8 different influencers during the summer, and now it's down to just me and Ilias Mackie 23. Everyone else got demoted for being inactive. Um, and yeah, I have gone for over a week without publishing a video. I do it a lot more often now that I don't necessarily make content for this game. But the thing is, these people who used to be influencer were just doing the bare minimum. They would upload, a short once a week, put a weird little editing thing on it, or just make something that's weird. Or in one case, someone actually, one of the influencers named Valentino, um, they straight up just made an AI generated TikTok. Um, and it was just them standing there. It was them, like the AI talking about like, ooh, this is how the game works, and it got cut off. But yeah, I mean, just scrolling up, I take up half, like probably more than half of the videos in influencer clips. And that's saying something. Because I was going up against 8 other influencers. Um, and most of my videos, like when my upload schedule was like a short every day, maybe 3 days, that was back when I was on vacation. It was a great vacation. I had a lot of fun. I'm not gonna go, you know, in depth on that, but I would stay up really late making videos, and it just didn't really have fun. Um, I know that I didn't have to make videos, like that many videos. I could have just done the bare minimum, but then I'd be, just another cog in the machine. And I'm not trying to point hate at anyone necessarily. Um, I did make a lot of friends, but I feel like a lot of the time it was just, the same thing. I find a funny clip, I get some MP3s, MP4s, even some images, slap them on there, call it good. And, that's what everyone was doing, really. Um, but I don't know. It's like I don't know how to describe it. I felt like I was kind of standing out. And I mean, a lot of the people who actually watched the videos were like, "Hey, this is good. You should make more." And so I did. And for a time, I was kind of having fun. I would make a video, people would share their feedback, I would learn from it, you know, do all that. But after a while, I feel like people didn't really seem to care. And to be quite honest, I didn't really care either. Um, and it's like, I really tried to make donation battles a better place. I wouldn't exactly say I succeeded. Um, but again, the only reason I originally got the influencer role was to get that shiny little station over there. Um, but it was nice. I got, a lot of Robux donated to me. But I just feel like over the last, 2 months, I mean, to be fair, it's been exactly a month since any content on donation battles was made. Um, I feel like it's just kind of been the same thing, you know. Um, especially with this guy named Ilyasmaki23. All of their content was a clip, some corny music, and the random like subtitle. And not to mention his like the not the quality of the video itself, but the way that he was recording his videos wasn't the best. Okay, I'll just say it. It looked awful. He was recording his computer with phone instead of something like OBS, which I use. Um, and I don't know why he like didn't download a recording software because it's really easy. I set my OBS up in under a day. Um, and it's been working pretty well ever since. Um, I feel like there's a lot of ways that we can all improve. in terms of making videos and stuff. But yeah, I've made over 30 videos for this game, and I'm just burned out. I don't really see the point in making more. Um, and well, the game's dead, the Discord is dead. Um, plus, I've actually been working on other videos for other games, and those have been performing well, much better compared to, everything else. So I think what I'm gonna do is just um, move on with this game. Um, if you want, you can still watch my videos. None of it's gonna be donation battles, though. Just, a quick disclaimer. Um, I don't really have like planned uploads per se. I get a video idea, can make it. Um, but compared to, while I was on vacation, my schedule's not gonna be that good. Um, but yeah, I I just feel like moving on. Um, yeah, that's all I want to say.